What's up guys, welcome back to Oz Tech Mods. Now I must apologize for the fact that I haven't done a video for a few weeks. I know that I was actually going to be doing that review on that portable monitor. Thing is, I do have it, but I'm still waiting on a couple of cables that I've ordered from Amazon, unfortunately Amazon US, to come here so that we can actually do some proper testing with it to get the full ability out of this thing, because it is awesome. So if you've been waiting for the review on this, I apologize, it is coming. Bear with me at least another week and a half or so until I get those cables in from Amazon US. So coming soon, that definitely. But the purpose of today's episode is we're actually going to be doing some glass etching on the Fractured Cosmos for the Cooler Master World Series. Now, I've done vinyl cutting and all that sort of stuff before on one of my previous builds, but never glass etching. So this is a first for me. I've been doing a lot of research about it, watching plenty of YouTube videos, seeing where people have gone wrong, seeing what works well, and I think I've definitely got the right ideas. So I managed to find a place here locally that actually sells this awesome Armour Etch stuff, as you can see here. So thank you to craftsonline.com.au up the Sunshine Coast. I'm always a bit of a stickler. If I can find something locally, I will support the local businesses, obviously, because, you know, we got to try and support our local businesses here in Australia as much as online is easy and convenient. So I took a drive up there and grabbed myself this bottle. I think it cost me like $18 if I remember off the top of my head. So pretty cheap. I'm just hoping that this is going to be enough, given that, as you can see here, one of the particular vinyl etches that glass etches that I wanted to do is actually quite big. So fingers crossed it's going to work. Now, one of the big things with working with Armour Etch is that you definitely use some gloves, because this stuff can actually be very toxic if it gets on your hands. So try to use some gloves. And basically with the vinyl, now you can go into somewhere like Spotlight, or obviously if you're overseas, depending, you know, a local craft store, or you can order it online through Amazon.com if you want as well too. But for this purpose, the white stuff, I've actually used CryCut Explore printable vinyl, which allows you to either print on it so that you can do it by hand, or if you're lucky enough to actually have a vinyl cutter like the CryCut Explore, then you can use that. Now, luckily enough, I had a mate who had the CryCut Explore, so I popped around to his place and I used his cutter to make this a little bit easier, because there is some definite intricacies in some of these logos. So I wanted to keep that, as you can see, especially with the Cooler Master 10th World Series logo here. So big thing with Armour Etch is that you make sure that you literally get as much thickness as you can on the glass when applying this stuff. So I'm about to take the glass off and we're gonna start this off, and hopefully, I'm hoping this works. Because as I said, this is the first for me, so fingers crossed, here's hoping. Okay guys, so just a quick couple of notes here. Now, I just wanted to just highlight, when you're putting your vinyl down, make sure obviously that you try and remove any bubbles that you may end up with when you actually lay it. A big thing when transferring these vinyl cuts onto the actual glass itself is using something like painter's tape, basically putting it over the top to use it as a type of transfer, or you can use what they call transfer tape as well too. So that's something that you can possibly use as well. Now, I've obviously already gone ahead and done all this. I've already prepped the area as well too. The big thing with these, with Armour Etch, is just make sure that you actually tape off any of the areas where you don't want the Armour Etch to go. This stuff apparently is reusable. You can reuse it if you can manage to get it back in the bottle. Given the fact this is a small bottle, I'm not gonna have much luck, so I'm literally just gonna wash all of this off, considering the fact that it will be a fair bit. But yeah, I think it'll just be easier to literally just get it off. And I just noticed a bubble. Oh my goodness, this is not good. As I said, make sure you try and get rid of every single possible bubble that you can find. Usually a card or something like that is usually a good way to try and do it. Just obviously be mindful of, try not to do that. Let's take that away. Obviously not to move or lift any of the existing vinyl or small pieces that you may have laying on the glass. So I'm going to do a bit of a hyperlapse with this, just to make it nice and quick, because I can imagine you guys would hate to be sitting here for the next, 5-10 minutes, me literally just sitting here dribbling, doing nothing while doing this. So let's just make it go quick for you guys. All right, so I'm about to get this hyperlapse underway. Okay guys, so there we go. That's the first lot of Armour Etch done. I'm just hoping it's going to be thick enough. I'm looking at some of the spots. It looks like it could be a little bit thicker. I'm just hoping it's going to be enough to eat some of that etching off of the glass. Now with Armour Etch, the thing is, once you've got it down, you want to leave it for a good 20 minutes because you want it to actually eat into the glass properly rather than not actually eating into the glass. So I'm going to leave this for 20 minutes and fingers crossed that it will be looking good once we rinse this off. Now, what you can do is, if you're not going to be sure if it's actually going to be good enough, is leave your stencils on and just double check it. So that's what I'll do. I'll leave the stencils on. I'll come back to you guys after I've washed it off. All right, see you in 20 minutes. Alright guys, welcome back. So I have pulled off everything, as you can see. It looks like it's actually come up really well. It's a little bit splotchy in some of the spots, but to be honest with you, in the grand scheme of things, it's come up quite well. The one thing I have noticed though is I don't know what's happened to the glass here, whether it just hasn't eaten away properly yet or what. So I am going to attempt to try and redo these little guys, but I'll just have to wait and see how that goes. So fingers crossed that that's going to work out. But look, for the most part, I think it looks pretty good so far. Given this is my first attempt at doing Armour Etch, I think it's come up pretty good. So I'm going to try and fix up those little errors and hopefully come back to you guys. Okay guys, so I am finished. I have done the second set of logos and it's looking really good. Look, to be honest with you, there's some spots where it probably could have gone a little bit better. It's looking a little bit patchy, especially on some of the bigger areas that needed to be done. But overall, with the lettering and majority of the logos, they actually look really good. Now you can probably barely see it at the moment just from reflection, but let me just turn a light on. There we go, looking really, really good. Now you're probably thinking, hang on, that Cooler Master logo could have been over a little bit more to the right. Yes, you're right, but there is another logo going in down the bottom there, and I just wanted to make sure I had space for it because it is a little bit of a different logo. So yeah, looking good for a first attempt. All right, so there we have it guys. That is my first attempt at Armour Etch, and I gotta admit, I'm pretty impressed. Overall, it looks pretty good. As I said, it's not 100% perfect. We probably could have done a little bit better around the 1 and the 0 here, and just around where the 2019 is. And there was a little bit of bleed through somewhere on the 0 as well too. So overall, in the whole grand scheme of things, I'm actually really, really, really happy with the end results. So for the little bits of white that got left over on some of the logos, I actually found a really easy way to get rid of that. Rather than actually scratching up your glass using like a Scotch-Brite or something like that, just grab the tippy of your craft knife and just scrape it away. It actually literally just flakes away. So really, really easy to get rid of. So don't stress about that if you start seeing some white stuff over the etched areas where you have done. But look, overall, it's really, really good. So just waiting on just getting the next logo cut, which is going to go here. We'll have some letters across here as well too. That'll be actually for Drop Bear Gaming Gear, which is actually the provider for the portable monitor. So hopefully in a week and a half, I'll be able to do that review for the portable monitor for you guys, which I'm sure you've all been waiting for. And then we'll be able to move forward into the next worklogs as well too. So moving forward with finding a way to secure that monitor inside the case, and also doing the paint job, which is going to be probably one of the most epic things I've done yet. That's going to be a first for me. Yeah, so looking forward to that. But look, it's been fun. It has been an arduous afternoon doing this, so looking forward to having a break. So look, thanks for joining me, guys, and make sure if you like, hit that subscribe, hit that like button. If you didn't like, obviously you can hit that dislike. Leave a comment below as well too if you like as well, and I will try and get back to you as soon as I can. But otherwise, stick around for the next video. Okay, thanks guys.